On December the 21st, the shadow's last night. The night lay heavy over the valley of the stars. The snow had stopped falling, and the stars hid behind clouds, as if the sky itself were holding its breath. Inside the little house on the hill, Miss Sofie sat by the window. She could sense that something was coming, not like before, not as fear, but as a quiet calling. The feather from the starry forest lay on the table, glowing softly, pulsing like a calm heartbeat. Wimsey slept deeply under her head, and Eddie the Glimp was curled up before the fireplace. But Miss Sofie could not sleep. She rose and padded to the door. Outside the world was silent. No wind, no sound. The snow lay smooth as silk, and the moon drifted behind a wheel of cloud. Then she heard it, a whisper, not from the wind, but from the darkness itself. You thought I was gone. Miss Sofie stopped. The shadow stepped out from the night. But it looked different now. It was no longer large or menacing, just thin, restless, like a remnant of something that could not find peace. I'm what you forgot, it said. The doubt you left behind. I have nowhere else to go. Miss Sofie stood still. She no longer felt fear, only sorrow. You were never my enemy, she said softly. You were my fear of falling, of failing, my longing to be seen. You were me when I forgot how to believe. The shadow said nothing. The moon broke free of the clouds, and a pale light spilled across the valley. The shadow recoiled slightly, as if the light burned, but Miss Sofie took a step closer. I'm not running anymore, she said. The shadow trembled. If you don't run, I disappear. Miss Sofie shook her head. No, if you don't run, you will be free. She moved right up to it. Its form was almost transparent now. She lifted her paw and touched its edge. And to her surprise, it wasn't cold. It was warm, like mist kissed by sunlight. The light from the feather on the table flared, spreading it a soft wave. The shadow began to dissolve, not in pain, but in release, like ice surrendering to spring. I don't want to vanish, it whispered. You don't have to, said Miss Sofie. You just have to find peace. She breathed deeply, and for a moment they stood together, light and shadow in perfect balance. Then, gently, the shadow flowed into her fur, disappearing in a shimmer of light. A soft radiance spread around her. Wimsey stumbled into the doorway, head askew and eyes wide. Sofie, I woke up because I dreamt you were glowing like a Christmas tree. Miss Sofie smiled calmly. Maybe I was. Eddie the Glimt appeared behind her, gazing toward the sky. Look! The clouds had drifted away, and the stars emerged one by one. They shone as answering something that had finally been made right. Wimsey rubbed her eyes. Is it gone? Miss Sofie shook her head slowly. No, it's home. She placed a paw on her chest. The darkness didn't belong outside. It belonged here, where it can rest. A gentle wind brushed through the valley, and snow began to fall again. Not as flakes, but as tiny shimmering hearts. Whimsy pulled her hat tighter. So, what now? Miss Sofie looked toward the horizon, where a faint glow was rising behind the mountains. Now we wait for morning. And with it, the heart. They stood together in the doorway, gazing toward the light. The snow fell softly, and the night no longer felt like something to overcome, but something to understand. For the first time, the darkness was beautiful. The end of the 22 of December. No, sorry, of the 21st of December. The heart of Christmas is tomorrow if you dare to come back and hear about that. Merry Christmas.